Hey everyone, welcome back to Tipharot. It's me Matt here, and today we're going to talk about how to not have nightmares, or how to stop them if you're already having them. So I'm going to give you 5 tips that you can use to have less nightmares and hopefully get some better sleep. Tip number 1 is to use fear itself as a dream sign. Something that you may know if you've been around this channel for a while is that I don't really get nightmares anymore because I tend to become lucid immediately when I have fear in a dream. So when I'm fearful, I suddenly know that it's a dream, or I at least know that I can wake myself up. You can train yourself to be similar in this respect by simply seeing fear itself as a dream sign. So when you find yourself feeling afraid or feeling uncomfortable or feeling absolutely terrified, then you can actually say, hey, this is a point where I might be dreaming, and you can do a reality check of some kind. Now obviously if you're being chased by an axe murderer, you might want to find a spot where you're safe first before you start doing reality checks, rather than just stopping in the middle of the street and trying to poke your finger through your palm. But I think you get the idea. Once you actually start to feel fearful at some point, you have to realise that this is a sign that you could actually be in a dream right now. Particularly if you're not someone that runs into a lot of fearful experiences normally in your day-to-day life. And if you actually have some recurring nightmares, then this is even better. Look at the recurring themes from your nightmares and tell yourself that the next time that you see this, you're actually going to realise that it's a dream and actually get lucid. Once lucid, then you can of course just end the dream and wake up, or you can try and turn it into something more positive. This is actually how many people get their first lucid dreams. I've talked about this before, but I've seen so many stories of people who had their first lucid dreams when they were a kid because they were getting repetitive nightmares, and they went to their parents, and their parents told them, hey, don't worry, it's just a dream. So the next time they had that same nightmare, they remembered, hey, it's just a dream, and they became lucid. So not only are you going to get less nightmares with this technique, but you're going to have more lucid dreams, hopefully. Tip number 2 is to train yourself to try to open your eyes when you find yourself afraid. If you're not aware, the simplest and easiest way to wake yourself up from a dream is to simply open your eyes, because your eyes are the one part of you that is not paralysed when you're asleep. So you open your eyes, you realise open, and you're awake in bed. So if you train yourself to try and do this whenever you're afraid, if you're awake, nothing's going to happen. But if you're in a dream, in a nightmare, then you're going to open your eyes and wake up. Now obviously this isn't as ideal as getting lucid in that nightmare and being able to turn it into a nice fun dream, but you can still perform DEILD after this nightmare ends to get back into a fresh dream that could be a little bit nicer. And just having this reflex reaction of opening your eyes when you get scared means that the nightmares don't really have a chance to go anywhere dark or to really mess with you or scare you even more. Tip number 3 is to work to get lucid more often. If you're having more lucid dreams, then obviously that's less time for you to have nightmares, because if you're becoming lucid in your dreams, you're going to be a lot less fearful in those dreams. In fact, I generally don't feel fearful in a lucid dream ever, because I always know, hey, I can just wake myself up at any time, so it doesn't matter. I could be in the scariest place in the world and I would know that I'm only ever a few milliseconds away from just being awake in bed. If you're not sure how you can get lucid more often, then I suggest checking out one of the countless videos on the subject on my channel in my lucid dreaming playlist. Or if you want a little bit of extra help, you can check out my lucid dreaming book or my lucid dreaming course. Both of those are available at the links down in the description. My next tip number 4, is to try dream incubation. So if you're not familiar with what dream incubation is, it's basically any kind of technique that you use to actually try and influence what your dreams are going to be about. So this means you don't actually have to get lucid to actually control those dreams, because you're just implanting some kind of suggestion before you go to bed for your dreams to have a particular subject in them, or a particular character in them, or a particular theme. There are lots of ways to do this. I have some advice about this in my lucid dreaming book. I have some videos on this subject. But a very simple technique is literally just to ask for the thing that you want to dream about. Before bed, tell your subconscious that you're going to dream about Paris, or tell your subconscious that you're going to dream about taking a trip up a mountain. If you do this every night before bed and you try and affect the content of your dreams a bit, then all of those dreams that do successfully get affected are not going to be nightmares, because you've put your own content in there instead. And every one of those dreams that's not a nightmare just means that you have less and less chance of actually having a nightmare after all. Tip number 5 is to create a 1 to 2 hour bedtime routine filled only with positive things. So basically what I'm suggesting that you do is you take the last hour or 2 of the day before you go to sleep and you fill that exclusively with positive and relaxing things, read a book, listen to some ASMR, listen to a guided meditation. Maybe if you want to watch something, then watch some comedy or something that gets you laughing and smiling. But especially avoid anything depressing or scary, because those last thoughts that you have in that last hour or two before bed are the ones that are way, way more likely to carry over into your dreams. This is why sometimes if you're thinking about something as you're falling asleep, you can end up dreaming about that very thing. And this is why requesting a particular subject from your subconscious for an actual dream can actually work when you're doing something like dream incubation. Now, don't get me wrong, I love true crime stuff and horror movies and all of that, and I'm sure some of you do too. But if you're actually, say, listening to your true crime podcast right before you fall asleep, or you're doing a horror movie marathon or something, and then you're getting nightmares, it's kind of a bit obvious why. It's because you're doing that right before sleep. So try and do those things, in the morning or the afternoon, or, if you really must have them late, then do it in the evening. But give yourself a couple of hours before bed where you just fill your mind with positive things again. So those are the things that are more likely to carry over into your dreams. Now, as a bonus tip, consider sometimes allowing yourself to have these nightmares and to actually learn from them, because often they can be telling of something that's going on beneath the surface in our subconscious mind. There might be a reason that you're feeling fearful so often in your sleep. And if you actually analyze those dreams and try to get to the bottom of why that is, you might have an opportunity for improvement there. You might find something that you've not been dealing with, that you should be dealing with, that you can deal with, and 1, stop the nightmares in the process, and 2, have a better life overall as a result of dealing with it. If nothing else, facing some of those fears and facing some of those nightmares can help you be a bit more courageous in your day-to-day life. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you want to learn more about lucid dreaming, once again I highly recommend checking out my lucid dreaming book, The Lucid Dream Book, or my audio course Advanced Lucidity. There's links down in the description, or there's a link to my lucid dreaming book in the top right hand corner right now. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe and enable all notifications so you can stay up to date with my videos. And if you want to keep watching, check out one of the videos on screen, go watch that, and I'll see you there soon. Take care.